Hello, brothers and sisters. Thanks for joining me. Hey, today I want to talk about guns in Texas. So I came across this story in the New York Post, and I'll link it so you guys can see it if you want. But I live in Texas right now, and so this story caught my interest. Texas homeowner charged after 11-year-old boy fatally shot playing Ding Dong Ditch. Wow. Published September 2nd. That's today. So this one is hot off the press. It's probably going to be on the news tonight since I live in Texas. You won't see it outside of Texas on the news, most likely. And so I don't know what this video is, what happens when ICE detention. So I'm just going to skip over this video and just stick to this story. So a homeowner who allegedly fatally shot an 11-year-old boy playing Ding Dong Ditch over the weekend has been charged with murder, cops said on Tuesday. Gonzalo Leon Jr., 42, is accused of gunning down Julian Guzman just moments after the child rang the doorbell of his Houston home late Saturday. The boy had been playing the prank, which involves ringing a doorbell and then fleeing to mess with homeowners with a group of his friends at the time. And I guess this is Mr. Leon. This is crazy to me. Kids do stupid stuff and they play pranks. We don't shoot them for that. This just seems this is outrageous. Maybe there's more to the story, but he was arrested. Officers were told Guzman was ringing doorbells of homes in the area and running away, police said in a statement. A witness stated Guzman was running from a house after ringing the doorbell just prior to suffer a gunshot wound. In my view, the only justification for this is if you really thought it was a home invasion and someone was breaking into your house, then you could shoot them. And I'll talk about that a little more in a minute. But you can't shoot a kid running away after ringing your doorbell or kicking your door. That's just crazy. Crazy people do that. Authorities took a person in for questioning in the immediate aftermath of the shooting, but they were later released. During the investigation, they questioned him, released him. The boy, meanwhile, was rushed to the hospital, but was pronounced dead on Sunday, according to cops. Here's a picture of the police looking at evidence in the crime scene. Leon was taken into custody by a SWAT team on Tuesday and has since been booked into Harris County Jail on a murder charge. The incident is just the latest to turn deadly after the prank started surging in popularity on social media in recent years. A Virginia homeowner allegedly shot and killed a high school athlete after the teen and his friends knocked on the door of their home in May, and a teen was shot and wounded after a group of kids pulled the same prank on a gun-toting Maine homeowner last July. So I think this is horrible. I feel bad for the kid's family. This should never have happened. I am glad the police, after they did their investigation, arrested him. And if the facts come out the way it's being described in this article, without additional facts, I hope he gets jail time. There's no reason for that. And if you've watched any of my videos, it's obvious I am a Second Amendment rights supporter. But like Spider-Man said, with great power comes great responsibility. You should not be shooting little kids for any reason. Well, I take that back. If they're assaulting you, maybe. And so why should you shoot people? So I pulled up another website to kind of pursue that. In Texas, I'm not going to go into great detail, but just for people who don't know, or especially for people in Scotland or wherever, I just pulled up this website and I'll link it. And it's just a random law firm. So I didn't feel like looking up the actual statute and all that because it gets into all legalese and all that. And I found this bullet list and I thought that was sufficient for what I want to do here. So types of criminal justification defenses in Texas. So in Texas, if you shoot somebody, there is a high probability you will be arrested for it and you may be charged with an offense. It can definitely happen, but there are justifications for shooting people that you can use in your defense that would get you off. And I'm not a lawyer, but I'm going to go through the bullet point list. So acceptable reasons in Texas are self-defense, deadly force in defense of a person. If you see somebody else getting attacked, you can shoot somebody to stop that attack. Defense of a third person, protection of life or health. So if you have to shoot somebody to protect somebody else's life or health, defense of your own property, deadly force to protect property, and then use of a device to protect property, or necessity if you have no choice but to shoot somebody. And then acting out of a public duty might be you're a police officer and you're engaged in your lawful police activities. And I'm not going to go into all the details of all of them because that would make this much too long. But these are generally the reasons why you wouldn't be criminally prosecuted, or these would be defenses to prosecution in Texas. Now, every state in America is a little different, so the laws are a little different. So you have to know the laws in your state if you're going to be a responsible gun owner, and make sure you understand the consequences. And again, if you shoot somebody, you're highly likely to be arrested, you're highly likely to be sued, and you're going to have to deal with all of that. But I would argue it might be better than being dead. So I am a proponent of self-defense. I do think everyone should have a right to self-defense. I think everyone who's an adult should be able to carry a gun if they want to. They should be able to carry pepper spray, even a knife, in order to protect themselves, as long as they only use it for a lawful purpose. Now, if they do something unlawful, then they should be prosecuted. That's how it is. Now, I am okay with some reasonable restrictions to that. And so I do think we have a lot of mental health issues in America. So I am okay with depriving some classes of people from their gun rights. And that I'd have to take it case by case. Like I'm perfectly fine with somebody who's been involuntarily committed for a mental illness to lose their gun rights. In a lot of places, felons lose their gun rights, and a felony in the U.S. is a crime that you've committed and been convicted of that carries a sentence of more than a year. I'm actually fine with giving felons their gun rights back in general, once they've done their time, once they've paid their debt to society. I'm for restoring people's rights. This gentleman, I didn't see anything in that list that says it's a defense to shoot little boys knocking on your door and running away. So I do hope this guy goes to jail, if the facts support what this says. So that's what I think. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Like and subscribe if you do. If you don't like me, hey, don't watch me. Or, tell me what I got wrong if I got this wrong. Again, I'm not a lawyer. This is just my off the top of my head, thoughts about it. Thanks. Bye.